The meeting will now come to order. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, I didn't say. Would you lead us, Mr. Arrington?
Surely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the board will now adjourn sine die, and President Jackie Elliott will be in charge.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, we'd like to open the floor for nominations and election of board president for 2017. Are there
Madam
any
President?
nominations? Oh,
I would nominate Gladys Christensen for one more year term as president of the Central Arizona College Board. In my opinion, there is need for consistency at this point in time.
I would second that.
so we have a motion and a second for Ms. Gladys Christensen to serve as president for another year. Are there any other discussions? Hearing none, I move for a vote. All in favor of the motion on the floor for Gladys Christensen to be the president of the Board of Governors for another year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed. Okay. So the ayes have it, and congratulations, Ms. Christensen. You will be the board chair. Are there other nominations for Oh, I guess we'd call to order with the new board chair, but that would be you.
I guess I take over now.
Yeah, you get to take over.
Okay. We now have nominations for the vice president / secretary. I hear nomination.
I would like to nominate Rick Gibson for vice president.
And is there a second?
Dan, second.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Mr. Gibson, all in favor of such motion, please signify by aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Opposed. Okay, the ayes have it. And next we need an AADGB representative.
That would be me, and I did not make the meeting last month, so some minor.
We need
We
a
need-
nomination.
we're still
Madam
on
Chair.
nomination, Sorry.
If I might. I would nominate my colleague Dan to serve in that position.
I would second that nomination.
All in favor of such motion, signify by aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, unanimously. Mr. Miller is our new AADGB representative, and that stands for Arizona Association of District Governing Boards, and that's what you are. And our Pinal representative to the Alliance representative. Hear a nomination for that.
Madam President, I would nominate my colleague Deborah for that assignment.
Okay, is there a second?
And I would second that.
All in favor of Dr. Banks being the Alliance representative, please signify by aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, Deborah is our new Alliance representative. The meeting is now adjourned. So we will call to order the regular business meeting. Oh, we'll have a short break before the regular meeting, so uncall to order. May I make an announcement? Mary Lou's brother. Would you rather I didn't? Probably not.
Oh, are we not on? Test, test. You can turn Jack's off.
You've got yours. You've got
You're not on.
yours. Okay.
Oh.
Except for Deborah's.
Did she leave or do we know? Did she leave or do we know? I don't. She just
Is that mine? Mine's on. I'm sorry. I think it's better now.
She just. The meeting will now come to order. Okay, has anybody read the meetings and feel ready to call for approval?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second to that motion? Did anybody else read the minutes?
Madam Chair. Very good.
All in favor of such motion signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay. Next, we have our call to the public. Has anybody signed up?
Madam
No.
President, before we move on, we did read the minutes.
Thank you.
They were very good.
Okay. Mr. Yarrington said there was no AADGB report. So is there an alliance report, Mr. Gibson?
There is not an alliance report.
Okay. Ready for our report from our president.
Thank you, Madam President. Ooh. Okay, I'm really loud. Sorry. Is that better? Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, Board of Governors, faculty, staff, students. Great to see our students here today. and guest. For my legislative update, I just wanted to brief you. Last week, the governor released the 2017-2018 budget proposal with CAC's allocation of 96,500, which remains flat. We did not receive any more funding. We're the same as we were the previous year. The governor's budget adjusted the operating state aid funding formula, which resulted in a reduction of 477,000 and STEM reduction of 120,000. He also increased the equalization aid formula by 1.6 million, and all of these monies will go to Cochise, Graham, and Navajo. Unfortunately, not to us. For the district update, I have 3 points I want to share with you. Is over the past few months during November and December, the leadership and myself have been sharing with the campus communities charting CAC's future. These forms were designed to gather input from faculty and staff and students on regarding long and short-term strategies and headlines we should pursue as an institution to increase student completion and persistence. Additionally, in September, I put forth to the campus community what I've been calling is the presidential challenge for departments and divisions to improve at least 10 processes during the 2016-2017 year. And as the departments, everyone who does this will win a lunch paid for by the president. To date, several processes have been already been improved that have had a positive impact that we're seeing now, not only on human resources, but financial resources, and also have improved a lot of efficiencies at the institution. Full-time student equivalent for the spring is fairly consistent with spring last year. However, students still have until Saturday to register for the 2016 or 2017 spring semester, so we're kind of hopeful that we might see a little bit of an increase. I know that there's a big marketing push going out right now about students still can enroll up until Saturday. In your Dropbox today, you should have several correspondences that I want to highlight. First, an email from a student praising Professor of Communication, Dr. Glenn Mann. An email from Daniel Edens, Assistant Department Chair, Associate Professor of Educational Leadership Development of Northern University, acknowledged Mr. Chris Waka's outstanding contribution as a distinguished guest lecturer for the Doctoral on Higher Education Finance course at NAU. So we're really proud of Chris for being distinguished as a professor there. An email from Vicki Young-Shiverton acknowledging the exceptional work of the IT staff this past summer. And I think, that's worthy of pointing out because poor IT, they don't normally always get a lot of accolades. So kudos to our IT department. An email from Dr. Lynn Ladner, President and CEO of Phi Theta Kappa, informing us that one of our students, Angelina Flores, has been selected as one of the first Phi Theta Kappa Golden Opportunity Scholars. Angelina was nominated by our chapter advisor, Dr. Carol Johnson. This is a huge honor for Angelina. And then you also have in there an email from Tori Boramini, a teacher aide at Pinnacle in Casa Grande, praising CAC academic advisor recruiter Selena Salinas. Selena's presented to the students and did an outstanding job. The students were on task during the entire presentation. And then you also have an email from a student praising Professor Diane B. Croft. So we're really proud to be able to present those to you. And then this month, given that it was Christmas holiday break, we only have one report, and that's our student leadership report. So I will turn that over to our student leadership.
president, was VP of College Project for PTK, and currently the Princess of PTK, and Dr. Elliott has appointed her as Princess of CAC.
I just learned that just now.
She's also currently majoring in nursing and communication.
And this is Daniela Piceno. She was our public relations and marketing and special events coordinator for student leadership. She's also currently running for the student leadership organization or president at Maricopa campus. She's also a member of Phi Theta Kappa. And while attending CAC, she's also double majoring in a history with emphasis on secondary education and nonprofit organizational leadership.
Okay. Attention to our Student Government Association. It would be comprised of one student body from the entire 5 campuses, 5 vice presidents, so one from every campus, and one student senator, one from every campus.
And this is just a recap of what it was saying. We're just questioning if we want to include CAC Grand Center or the Corporate Center. So we're still debating through our meeting.
So again, it's just a list of duties. You guys can go ahead and read them later on if you want.
And this is also another recap from our vice presidents from each campus. But from each vice president, they'll have committees under each of them. So that would be like our finance, appropriations, diversity initiatives, and speaker of the executive branch.
Again, these are just the committees that we would have, and it's out. Can you hear me?
And this is another recap for a senator from each campus. So again, they'll also have committees underneath those, but they'll be able to help serve with the senators, and same thing as finance, appropriations, diversity initiatives, and a speaker of the Senate.
Again, just a recap of our committees.
A little bit about our timeline. We're having our application interview timeline during the release during February 2nd through February 16th. We will have interviews through those times by 1st through March 3rd. It'll go on from the March 3rd through the 11th, which is midterm week, so we can announce the president and then the vice presidents of each campus. And then the 13th through 18th is our spring break. And from the 20th to the 23rd, we'll have our interviews from the senators, and 27th to the 30th, we'll have our interview from each of the campus activities board, which we'll go into more. And after that, we'll have our oath of the office. So we'll say it by like April 6th is when we determine our ceremony.
And the purpose for actually doing the elections in the semester previous to us actually serving, we want to have our committees actually come back on campus and prepare, actually participate in a retreat, and we could actually sit down and talk about what it is that we're trying to achieve this school year.
All right. And we have one more slide. All right. This is our campus activities board structure. So a little bit about this. This is actually going to be at every campus. So each campus will have their structure, and it can be modified depending on how many students can apply for these positions. But we'll still have our director, a comedy concerts, a speaker, special events, a marketing, and a treasurer and secretary for each position to be filled. And then underneath, probably the comedy and concert speakers and special events, we'd have committees of members to help out those positions. And it can be modified depending on each campus.
So again, as you see, the CAB director, they'll oversee, manage the planning of special events campus-wide in coordination with the CAC president, as well as other duties.
And a little bit about for the comedy concerts, we'd have it executes each campus-wide with concerts, comedy events, different ways we want to bring in the students with, and just other duties that will go along with that.
Then we're going to have our speaker. So they'll be in charge of actually reaching out and finding speakers, lecturers, and anything that we can bring to our campus that would actually help engage our students.
Our special events, we'd have each position to be filled with knowing we can focus on one thing at a time and coordinating with like companies or different departments and having like novelty programming. And it'll just be one special event coordinator, but having all the other committees help out with events.
Then comes our marketing, which is actually very important because if our students don't know what's happening, they're not going to show up to our events. So we want this person ideally to be in charge of the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, and all the social media, as well as putting together the marketing strategy to reach our students.
And then a little bit about for the treasurer and secretary, we just really have to focus on for campaigning, knowing some fundraising ideas, liaisoning with different clubs and activities and like CAC business, and having their duties filled out respectively.
Again, our timeline is going to be in February. We would release applications and keep them open for about 2 weeks from the 2nd to the 16th, and we would schedule interviews from the 21st to the 3rd. And we would interview for the campus board activities from the 27th to the 30th. And the reason that we push this a little bit behind is because we want to first fill up our SGA board, and if for some reason you weren't able to actually get the position, it would still be open for students to apply for CAP.
And then for the last of our 2017-2018 timeline, we'll have like our arrival on campus. So each can have a retreat or training activities we can do for each position. We'll have NACA, which is the National Association of Campus Activities, and it will be able to submit applications for those officers to attend. And same thing with NCLC for the National Collegiate Leadership Conference. They'll be able to send applications to officers to attend for that conference as well.
I just want to say one thing. We were actually fortunate enough to go to NACA this year, and it was amazing. It really lit a fire under us, and that's why we're proposing to actually separate into a governing board as well as a campus activities board.
That is it.
And that's the end of our presentation. Is there any questions or something that we need to clarify?
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you for your guys'
Thank
time.
Thank you, ladies. I will add, I want to commend the students and the student services staff for working with the students because this is a completely new structure for us at Central Arizona College. And I want to say thank you because when I first came, I kept saying, oh, we'll take this to student government. And they said, well, Jackie, we really don't have a student government. And so they really took the initiative to develop a student government association and then to have the separate activities board. So, and I know this was a huge undertaking, so thank you all very much for that. And Madam President, I can't think of a better way to end my president's report, so that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Mr. Wadka with the Business Affairs Report.
Thank you. Are we all ready for a distinguished report this afternoon? I thought that one worked. Okay, a couple of items. The first thing, first of all, good afternoon, Madam Chair, governing board members, Madam President, colleagues, guests, and students in attendance. First of all, the monthly budget report, you actually have three in your packet this month. First of all, our final unaudited year-end report, obviously June through June 30th of 16. The very good news, even better than the previous year, is that our general operating fund, we ended the year at 86.65%. So we were underspent by about 14% in the operating fund. Our audit has been completed. It was just completed right before the holidays, and I will be presenting that audit at our next board meeting. Also attached in your monthly budgets are the months of November and December. For November 2016, the district's general fund expenditures and committed funds are at about 74.74% of the total budget. This is a slight increase of 1.18% from November 2015. While the December 2016 General fund expenditures and committed funds are at 74.77% of the total budget, which is a slight increase of only 0.27 from December 2015. So at this point in time, we are approximately the same situation as we were last year, 6 months completed now in our new fiscal year. The second item is the bids. I should say awarded purchases over 20,000, because some are bids, some are sole and single source. There are 11 this month. The first one is for the pool demolition. That was to Native Environmental LLC out of Phoenix, Arizona, in the amount of $99,500. Next one, Cisco 4500 on X Switch, Dimension Data, Charlotte, North Carolina, $24,608.43. That was to purchase the switch for the cable remediation project at the Aravipa campus. Next one is Banner DBA Support Services, Campus EAI, Cleveland, Ohio, $39,000, and that's to purchase DBA services for the entire district. Next one is KI Seating and Tables, Goodman's out of Tucson, Arizona, $123,152.28, and that is to purchase classroom chairs and tables for a number of classrooms in the L building, the N building, and the O building here at the Signal Peak campus. The next one is VMware Licensing, CDWG Inc., Vernon Hills, Illinois, $32,054.26. And that is to renew the virtual licensing that we have for approximately 250 servers district-wide. Next one is a 2007 Freightliner dump truck, Empire Machinery Company, Tucson, Arizona, $45,381. This was to purchase a dump truck for the heavy equipment area, and this was funding through the Carl Perkins grant. Next one, Community Events Performing Artists, Mike Pettit Presentation Inc. out of Anaheim, California, an amount of $20,000. That is to contract for all of the performing artists for the 2016-17 fiscal year. Next is Pavement Work, Ace Asphalt of Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, $28,068.10. That was to restripe the north and the north lot and the north service road and repair the asphalt at the Signal Peak campus. Next one is a Haas bar feeder, Ellison Machinery Company, Tempe, Arizona, $20,414.34, and that is to purchase a bar feeder for the machinist program, and this is funding through the TACIT grant. Next one, Fire Service Renewal, Regional Fire Rescue, Casa Grande, Arizona, $41,508. That is to renew our annual fire service contract here at Signal Peak campus. And the last one, Admin Information System Project Management Services, Campus Works Inc. out of Bradenton, Florida, $161,664. And that is to contract for the project manager services that we have for the implementation of our new ERP system. With that, would there be any questions?
Here's not.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadka. Next, from Ms. Jenny Cardenas, we have the College Affairs report.
Good afternoon, everyone, and this is going to be very brief. It's actually not even just from College Affairs, but I wanted to give an update on graduation. So, Madam President, governing board members, Dr. Elliott, guests, friends, colleagues, and students. I will say that I'm very excited that I think every month that's gone by, we've seen more and more students who have attended governing board meetings, and I really do want to thank you for attending and encourage you to have other students attend as well and really be a part of what we have going on. I'd like to give an update regarding graduation. So it has been decided recently, student services along with academic affairs, maintenance, facilities, IT, a large group of people got together to discuss what would happen with graduation this year because ground will be breaking very shortly for the new student union on the green. We discussed at first what other options there were throughout the district on one of our campuses to hold graduation, and found that we really don't have a large enough dedicated space to be able to have a graduation for as many students and community members as we serve during that time. And we didn't want to limit the number of people that students would be able to have attending their graduation. I myself went through a graduation in high school where it rained, and I was able to bring 2 people. That's miserable for graduates. You've worked so hard to get to where you are. So we decided that we would look at alternate venues to have the graduation. And one of the sites that we considered was Casa Grande Union High School. So we reached out to the superintendent of Casa Grande Union, the Casa Grande Union High School District, Dr. Goodsell, and he immediately said, absolutely, we would love to partner with CAC. We've had a great working relationship for many years, and couldn't have been nicer about the situation. So he got us in touch with the principal. We set up a meeting and met with several representatives from Casa Grande Union High School on all of their different IT and facilities and different people at their campus, and think that we will have a great venue for graduation this year. The goal ultimately is to come back, obviously, to our Signal Peak campus as soon as construction is over with. But graduation, as of this point, will be Friday, May 12th, so the date and the time will not change. It'll still be at 7 p.m. on May 12th. But it will be held at Casa Grande Union High School. So we're in the process now. The website has been updated, but we're looking at updating the location on the academic calendar and any other places where that might be listed. So really just an announcement today to let you know what the plan is for this year. As we get closer, we'll have more information related to rehearsal and where to go and all that good stuff. So are there any questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We next have our consent agenda. The following items are consent matters unless they're removed from the consent agenda at this time. Any item may be removed by any board member. So what is the pleasure of the board? Is there a removal, or somebody want to make a motion that it be accepted as written?
Madam President, I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the consent agenda be accepted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Unanimously passes. Our next board meeting will be February 28th at the Signal Peak campus. I thought it was at San Manuel? Not San Manuel, in Apache Junction. I thought it was at...
Wherever you want it to be is where it will be.
But it says Signal Peak.
We do typos occasionally.
Okay, but we were talking about having dinner at the...
Santan?
No, not Santan, Apache Junction, Southern,
Okay.
South Mountain. We're Superstition Mountain. Not
Santan. I think it's Santan.
Is it Santan?
Yes, next.
Is that
So,
where it is?
It'll be in Santan.
It'll be somewhere. And we will let you know, but it is Santan, you
Yeah.
think? Okay. The meeting
My
is adjourned.
apologies.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.